Hello and welcome to this week's Life Unfiltered Riff. Um, I actually almost forgot that I started doing this last week, and then yesterday I was having all these thoughts, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it just be lovely to have a place to go chat about these things? And here we are. So, this week, a lot of things happened last week, but the one thing that I wanted to talk about that came up for me is from my long run over the weekend. So I'm training for a 100K. I'm on week 18, I believe, of training. I'll have to go back and count the weeks again. I believe it's 18. So part of my training plan, and I've had a lot of people ask me recently about what my training looks like. How do I protect myself from injury? And that could be a conversation for another day, but what it's looking like right now, because my race is in 3 months, I've basically got one really long run scheduled that I'd like to do all at one time. So this month, as I'm recording this, it's September, I had my long run scheduled for this past Saturday. I've got one scheduled in October, one in November. So it felt like there's a lot riding on this particular day because part of the reason why I'm not doing another long run is because of my schedule, and just the time commitment that it takes to do a long run. For me, a really long run, a long run would be anywhere between like 25 and 30 miles. So that's probably going to take somewhere between 6 and 8 hours. So it's a commitment. And depending on where I am, which usually it usually requires, some travel to get to some trails. So it's a big commitment, and just because of life and other things, it's not always. I'm not always able to prioritize that kind of commitment, but I can prioritize staying in the shape that I need and honoring my training plan in other ways. So this past weekend was my long run. I was planning on a 25-mile trail run. I had planned to start at 7:30 a.m. and I'd blocked out until 2:30 p.m. So I had about 7 hours to do the run. Well, almost out of water, y'all. So turns out I am like coming down with some kind of sickness. I don't feel well. I'm still, as I record this, like my energy, my mental, my emotional energy is pretty high, but physically it's very low. Um, and it happens to be right before I'm starting my cycle. My throat is scratchy, and I just feel like I'm coming down with something. And it started last week. So as I approached Friday, the night before my long run, I was aware. I was very aware that I was not feeling 100, not feeling my best, unable to do my full workouts the couple days before that because I just wasn't feeling up to it, and I was prioritizing rest. So here we are Saturday. So I'd made the decision Friday night since I wasn't feeling well. Okay, I'm going to prioritize my rest. I need to at least get 8 hours of sleep. I'm going to see how I feel in the morning. Okay. And I'd like to do at least 20 miles. 20 miles. Okay. So I wake up Saturday morning and I'm feeling it out, and I'm like, okay, 20 miles, I don't know if I've got that in me today. So I'm going to plan for 10. I'm going to do 10 solid miles. So get out, drive an hour to the trails, and I'm pretty wiped out just from like getting there. And so as I start, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna do 10 miles. So the way that my route was set up is in two 5-mile loops. So I'm gonna do my first 5-mile loop, and then I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna do my second 5-mile loop. So get out there on my first 5-mile loop. And as I'm out there, I realize like I'm not feeling good. Like I can tell a huge difference. I'm very, very conscious, very aware of how my body feels, especially whenever I'm running. I know when I feel good. I know when I don't. I know when something's off, and something was off. And so I decided to just keep listening and to honor whatever happened. So usually when I'm doing a long run, my baseline for when I start to what I call hallucinate used to be about 7, 8 miles. Now it's somewhere in the double digits. So somewhere between, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 miles, I'll start to maybe see things. I see like different shapes, or I'll maybe think that I see people that are like in the forest, but they're not. And this Saturday when I was running, that started to happen when I was at mile 1. Just after I passed 1 mile, I start to see shapes, I start to see people. I'm just like, I feel physically like I've run 14 or 15 miles and I've only done one. So at that point, I'm thinking, like, okay, I'm obviously like not on, I don't feel well. I'm not interested in forcing anything, pushing anything. Um, I know the importance of rest. I feel like my immune system is compromised. And if I force this, if I push this, I'm further compromising my immune system. So since I do have something going on, it might just take longer for me to heal. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna hike. I'm gonna hike the rest of this 5 miles. So I catch up to Matt because he's a sweet angel and he does all of this training with me, even though he's not doing the race. So I catch up to him and I'm like, hey, Matt, I'm just really not feeling good. Let's just power hike this thing. Let's power hike. And he's like, okay, great. So we're power hiking. And then my stomach starts to hurt, y'all. And I always carry toilet paper with me out on the trails because you never know. Um, and the goal is, that I don't need it. But I also forgot my toilet paper this time. Anyways, my stomach starts to hurt and I start to feel like I might need the bathroom like immediately, like against my will. And so then I make the decision. I'm like, you know what, Matt? This ain't worth it either. Like, let's just take the quickest route back to the vehicle and I'm calling it. Like, that's all we're doing. So we get back. I ended up not needing to use the bathroom, but I was still like just not feeling well. I was cramping. It was just like not good. So we get done and I did about 4 miles. So original training plan said 25. Then I was planning to do 20, then 10, then 5, and then 4. And I feel so good about that decision. I mean, overall, I had the thoughts like, okay, how's this going to affect my overall training? Am I going to be behind? But I knew that none of that was true because y'all, I've been training for 18 weeks. I've been putting in the consistent work for 18 weeks. And I still have, I think, 12 weeks until the race, 12 or 13 weeks until the race at this point. So I know in the power, not just from my physical training, but even with other goals and other like mental, emotional things that I'm training for. It's not any one isolated experience that's going to make or break me, right? It's what matters is the small, consistent reps that I'm putting in over a long period of time. So, especially with athletics, something like this would have derailed me for weeks in the past. Okay. And it didn't come without its struggle mentally. I even asked Matt at one point, I said, Matt, listen, I know the truth right now. I know that stopping this training run where I'm at is the smart thing to do. I know that's the right move. I know I'm taking care of myself. This is healthy. It's what I need to do to prevent injury, to prevent further illness, whatever. Yet, can you go through some like verbal affirmation? Can you tell me what it is that I already know? Because I just need that extra help right now. And so he did. And we went through it. And I feel while I don't feel 100% yet, health wise, like even as I'm saying, recording this, I feel 100% confident in my decision to stop and my 100% confident in my decision to not make it mean anything, right? Because I was taking care of myself. And again, this is just part of the process. I mean, I'm coming off of probably 6 weeks of feeling on fire. I've been killing it. I've been feeling stronger. I've been looking stronger. I've just been feeling really good, performing really well in races, in my training, just all the things, right? And so this is part of the process. And I am confident that by my doing what I need to do right now, by slowing down in this season when my body is physically demanding of me, like, hey, we need to take a break, that by doing that, I'm actually setting myself up to be stronger whenever I come back to my training and whenever I come into doing this race. So, all of this to say, if there's something that you're doing right now, something you're in the middle of training for, even if it's not a physical effort, if it's a project that you've been working on, if it's a new business that you're starting, if it's just a personal goal that you've been working towards, and things maybe don't feel like they've been progressing, or maybe Maybe it's been hard for a little while. Like, continue to trust your process. Continue to stay consistent in your efforts to learn, to grow, to train, to put in the reps for what you need to do, because that is what is going to matter. If you've been putting in the reps and you feel like you're not seeing progress right now, stay the course, my friend. Stay the course, because that is part of the work. Whenever we're training for things, whenever we're stretching ourselves, whenever we're growing, this process demands that we stay the course. And that is, of course, if you want to. There's a difference between not wanting to do something and making yourself do it because you said you'd do something versus knowing, like, hey, this is what I want to do, but I'm just not seeing the results I want yet, or I'm not feeling really great today. Okay. So discerning the difference between those two things as well. Stay the course, trust in the process, and know that whatever you're doing right now, it's enough. And if you feel different today than you did last week, then you might next week. Like, that's all part of the process too. It's totally normal. We show up differently in our bodies every single day. Ev different different times of the day, different times of the year. Our bodies are just, they're constantly ebbing and flowing with the world around us, with what's happening inside of us, with our nutrition, with our movement, with the seasons, all these different things. So trust in the season that you're in. Trust in the consistency of the work that you're doing more than you do any one isolated effort. Okay? You've got this. Send me any thoughts or questions. Let me know what it is that you've got going on right now. And if you need some one-on-one support, I am working with coaching clients one-on-one right now about this very thing, okay? About staying consistent with our reps as we're moving towards these personal fitness goals, personal wellness goals, personal passion project goals, business goals, any of it, okay? So reach out, let me know how I can support you, and thank you for being here.